The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service, find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Tom the Plumber, service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to meet tonight's starting lineup. Number 3 from Watsika, Summer Kramer. A junior at guard, number 5 from West Chicago, Sophia Banish. A senior at guard, number 11 from St. John's, Indiana, Gabby Podcast. A freshman at third, number 12 from Elmhurst, Anna Turingo. And a senior at forward, number 20 from Round Lake Beach, Jasmine Glover. Introducing head coach Theo Owens and assistant coaches Jennifer Rido and Kristen Chinko. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to meet the starting lineups for your Judson University Eagles. A junior at guard, 0 from St. Louis, Sydney Wolf. A sophomore at forward, number 11 from Huntley, Sydney Novak. A sophomore at guard, number 14 from Newark, Jocelyn Mitchell. A senior at guard, number 21 from Evanston, Tamia Banks. And a junior, the center, number 41 from York, start the game.
Well, it's a good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Lindner Fitness Center on the campus of Judson University. Austin Anderson here, joined by longtime assistant coach on the men's side here at Judson University, Dr. Warren Anderson here with us calling the game as the Eagles are taking on the Trolls. Last home game for Judson University here in this 2021-2022 season. Trinity Christian currently with the basketball, and a three-point shot from the top of the key is good. That's put in by Gabby Krikis, and it's a 3-0 lead for Trinity Christian. Welcome, Warren, to the broadcast.
Thanks, Austin. It is so good to be here with you.
No, this is a fun time. Sydney Wolf with the basketball now. Tamia Banks, the recent 1,000-point scorer. We'll honor her heading into between games. Sydney Wolf now on the drive, spins, flips it back to Jasmine Mitchell, back up top. And the drive by Banks, spin. Here is Novak with a shot, gets blocked, no foul, throws it up, and a shot clock violation. Ball belongs to the Trinity Christian Trolls. Just $1:10 into this opening quarter, I should say. The women's game switched from halves to quarters in the NCAA and NAIA levels about 3 or 4 years ago, and we're playing with those rules, of course. And we're going to have a foul underneath, I believe, against the Eagles here. 8:34 left in the opening quarter. 3-0 lead for Trinity Christian. Ball's going to be inbounded underneath here by the Trolls. Sophia Radis will throw it in. And now there's a pass into the corner. On the dribble drive is Radich. A three ball from the left wing corner is good. Summer Kramer from downtown. It's 6-0 Trinity Christian, and now we have a foul on the floor.
Summer Kramer.
Early on here, not much, a lot of action here early on. Not much offense yet for the Eagles, but just very early here as we're a minute 40 in. I think I saw Tamia Banks wanting a double foul call. We'll see what's going to be the foul. Intentional foul call. And it's going to be an intentional foul call against Judson.
Difficult way to start the game so far. A couple of three balls and an intentional foul. Judson's going to have to do a better job of rotating out on those three ball shooters. They've got some good ones at Trinity.
So far, so that is the truth. First free throw is up and rims out, no good. So Judson takes a break. They're going to do another shot here before the substitution. Trinity Christian will get the ball as well after this second free throw attempt due to the intentional foul call. And that one's true, and it's now a 7-0 lead for the Trolls. The ball inbounded from the sidelines for Trinity Christian. And the ball will belong to the Trolls. At the top of the key now is Krikis in the lane, shoots from about 12, and that one is true to make it a 9-0 lead for Trinity Christian. Judson with the basketball now, Sydney Wolf with it. Back to Tamia Banks. Banks will now take it from the left side. She's become the focal point of this offense, especially in the last half of the year, nearly doubling her total point output from any year this year. But there's Haven Byer, the true freshman, off the bench for three. Judson now back within 6. There's a pass into the corner. With it now is Radich. Back up top, it's Summer Kramer for 3. No, battle for the rebound. And it's out of bounds. And a traveling call is going to be made against the Trolls. Good hustle there from Jocelyn Mitchell. She recently had a 15-rebound performance for the Eagles, which I was asked by the coach to do a little digging. Tyler Morris, he asked, hey, is that even close to our program record? And the answer was no. A player from your era, Warren, Connie Rand has the record, over 33, I believe, in one game, which is absolutely ridiculous, even double that. So
Connie was a beast on the offensive end of the court and on the defensive end. Great player.
9-3 the score here. A little bit of lull in offense for either side for the last minute and a half. Here is Jasmine Mitchell over to Sydney Wolf from the elbow. No. And the rebound, good effort by Byer, but she is down, and the ball will belong to Trinity Christian here. 9-3 the score, 6:36 left here in the first quarter. Pass into the left side, now back up top. Swing into the corner. On the dribble now is Radich. Kick to the corner, 3-ball is no good. And the rebound will go to Judson, and it's now Tamia Banks with the basketball as she crosses the timeline. Swings that ball over to Haven Byer. Byer back up top, finds Tamia Banks. Banks now waits. Now will drive into the lane, goes up with the right hand. Strong move by Banks and scores. 9-5. So 5:54 now left here in the opening quarter. 9-5 the score. And the Trolls trying to take a little more of a lead here from Judson. Judson's done a good job coming back after being down 9-0. And there's the first points in a few minutes for the Trolls. It's Radich, and it's 11-5.
Judson's found some good lanes to slash in. I would encourage them to continue to pound that ball toward the basket.
Yeah, Judson's kind of in a linear 1-4 offense here. Trinity Christian playing man. I think that's why we see a lot of the lanes open, because Judson's almost playing a 5-out setup. And on the dribble now, it's Sydney Wolf inside Jasmine Mitchell, the center with the left hand, and scores.
That's an area where I think Judson can continue to work. Mitchell's got 3 inches on everybody else out there, and I think the baseline and the block are going to be open for her.
Hannah Shringu had the ball and now passes it off to Krikis, and we have a foul now against Judson, much to the chagrin of the Eagles defense. 4:54 left here in the opening quarter. It's 11-7 Trolls. Just getting started here. We have a full day of action. Be sure to watch here. We have quite the day with senior day, as well as a presentation for Tamia Banks having a 1,000-point ceremony at 113 now, or 1,013 in her career. And again, with this year putting up 380 points already, looking to do more. And the Eagles still with 2 games here on the season. And we can take a moment here while we have an injury. And since we didn't have an opportunity to talk pregame, this game is being brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's. Proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of the 30 area McDonald's restaurants. And of course, like every quarter, this quarter is brought to you by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? Save time. Shop online at rosenhyundai.com.
This could be a big injury for Judson.
Yeah, Jasmine Mitchell, certainly one of the prominent players on this roster. She can do a lot with the high post game as well.
This will be an opportunity for Byer to step up and see what the freshman can bring to the big stage here.
Yeah, Addie Ringel as well also can play the center position. She's a 6'1", listed as a senior, but every player is coming back for Judson next year, which is a good thing for head coach Tyler Morris, coming in, having some stability heading into year number 2. And the free throws are coming for Trinity Christian. And the first free throw, it rattles around and in. Just under 5 minutes left in this first quarter. It'll be quarters in this one, and then it'll be halves in the men's game, just in case you're confused when you're flipping between games. And Tamia Banks now with the basketball, 13-7 to score. Sydney Wolf flips it up top. It's Jocelyn Mitchell. Certainly a hustler from the wing position for sure. She loses the basketball, and Trinity Christian comes away with it. On the dribble now, and what do we have here? We have a traveling from the backcourt. So the Eagles will take a break, or we'll take that as a break for them.
Traveling, Judson Ball.
Couple of subs now for Trinity Christian. Sarah Page, the 6-foot forward from Keene, Texas, a sophomore, transfer from Andrews University, will hop in. Trinity Christian, 13-13, 8-12 in conference. Judson, 6-20, 5-5. Or 5-15, I should say, in conference play. Sydney Wolf in the left corner. No. Addie Ringel, good rebound. Haven Beyer thought about a shot. Now she will. No. Rebound goes back the other way to Trinity Christian.
I'd like to see Beyer just go ahead and get that shot right there. No need to take the extra dribble. She has a wide open shot. Just go ahead and pound that.
She has the range. We saw her make a 3 to start the game. Back outside, Page for 3. No. And a rebound to Trinity Christian, and now a pass sideline out of bounds. It'll go back to Judson. Okay, let's go back and we can take a quick look at a replay here. Or we'll wait till the next. Oh, we're going. So here, just seeing that steal a moment ago. Jocelyn Mitchell certainly having that lose the ball there in the corner. So here's Judson with the ball now. Sydney Wolf dribbles in from the left wing corner. No, and it's Page with it now for Trinity Christian. Ball being brought across the timeline. It's Krikis. She'll shoot a 3. No, I think Tamia Banks got a piece of that, and Judson will go back to work. Judson's defense has settled down here recently in the last 4 or 5 minutes, limiting Trinity Christian to 4 points in the last 6 or 7 minutes. How about Tamia Banks with the spin in the lane and scores? That's
going to be open on a fairly regular basis. I'd like to see her go ahead and take charge a little bit now. See if we can narrow this gap a little bit.
A deep 3 from Page. Oh, gets the friendly roll. From the onset, it looked like that it was going to rim out, but it just got the friendly kiss, and it's now 16-9. That's a tough break for the Eagles, but Tamia Banks answers from the other side. It's now 16-12.
Then again, she can shoot a 3, and that would be fine too.
She can do it all. A jack of all trades here for the Eagles. And it's a 2:46 left here in the first quarter. 16-12 the score. Kick into the corner. And we have a foul call, a hand check, I believe, on Addie Ringel, which got Page there. Just under 2 minutes and 40 seconds here in quarter number 1. 16-12 lead for Trinity Christian is Kylie Thomas, the Rockford Gifford alum, will check in. Tamia Banks with a tip there, but stays with Trinity Christian. 2:30 now left here in the opening quarter. Radich, the Thomas, Page for 3. Yes, she's hit 2 threes in the last recent minutes. It's now 19-12 in favor of the Trolls.
Coach Morris is going to be getting on his ladies to rotate out on the 3-ball shooters much more quickly. This can get away from them in a hurry if they're not careful.
My other usual broadcast partner on this, I'll wait for a second, is Sydney Wolf will drive and shoot the jumper from just inside the 3-point line. She misses, and Trinity Christian comes out the other way. My usual broadcast partner on Beacon Broadcast, Rick Williams, the Judson Hall of Famer, as we have a foul underneath, he always calls the 3-pointer the great equalizer. And in this game, it's certainly the equalizer, or it's not the equalizer, it's the extender in this game. Obviously, Trinity Christian so far making those couple of threes so far in the contest. They're 4 for 8. I mean, that Judson's got to keep an eye on that moving on here in the rest of the contest.
They really can do that without having to worry too much about the things going on underneath. Nobody is out there. Nobody is out there at the moment killing it on the offensive glass. So rotating out more quickly is a way to go.
Just taking a quick replay look at that Tamia Banks 3-pointer as that other free throw went down. Certainly a good stroke for Tamia. 20-12 the score here at the minute 40 left here in quarter number 1. Banks stops, kicks in the corner. Sydney Wolf, pass inside, Haven Beyer. Good pass, good shot, no good. Hustling for the rebound, and Trinity Christian comes up with it. It's Radich. Radich now will fling it up top Three ball from the top of the key. No good. And the rebound now goes to Judson. Minute 18 now left here in the first. And it's a 20-12 score. Banks in the lane. Right-handed floater. No. And the rebound goes back to the Trolls. It's Kylie Thomas. Thomas swings it. It's Page. Back out to the left wing corner. It's a three ball from Davis. High off the glass. No. And Jocelyn Mitchell gets a rebound, one of what will probably be plenty today. She always is around the boards. I believe that's her second now in the contest. 50 seconds now left here in the first quarter. Inside, Sydney Wolf scores. Go ahead.
That's going to be open until Trinity Christian stops them, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Those kind of slashing to the basket passes and layups are going to be there for the taking.
It seems like they're running the same play recently. There's a three ball missed, and the Eagles will get the rebound. 26 seconds left here in the quarter. Stretch pass up ahead. It's Wolf, and she's held in the corner. 22 seconds left in the quarter, and it's now 20-14. You're right. I think there's going to be a lot of movement in that corner. We have a substitution now for the Trolls, as it appears that Summer Kramer will be in the game. Kick into the corner. It's Sydney Wolf up top to Mia Banks. 15 seconds left in the clock. Banks will drive. Spins into the short corner. It's Jocelyn Mitchell. That's her butter shot. No good. And it goes back to Trinity Christian with 5. They got to chuck one here with 2 seconds and 1. Three is offline. And it's 20-14 after 1 quarter of play. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We have played 1 quarter. Your score, Trinity Christian 20, Judson 14. You're watching Beacon Academy's coverage of Judson University basketball.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
This quarter, as every quarter, is brought to you by the Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin. Looking for a certified or pre-owned, save time, shop online at Rosen Hyundai and Genesis of Algonquin, rosenhyundai.com. Just another Wednesday evening here. It's senior day nonetheless. It's the Judson University women's basketball team taking on Trinity Christian. Austin Anderson here alongside former Judson men's assistant, Dr. Warren Anderson. And the Eagles will inbound the basketball here. Kind of a cool day on campus. The Judson University Black Student Union ran by Chanel Poole, as there's a layup by Sydney Wolf. Good start to the quarter, 2016. It is wear your favorite black athlete jersey day. And Eugene Johnson, our great game clock operator, wearing his Justin Field support. So shout out to him and the rest of the people today wearing their favorite athletes. Really good stuff from Chanel Poole, who's also a doctorate fellow cohort member with me. Let's get past to Haven Byer. And now there's a jump shot from Banks. Banks not with the bank there, and now it goes back to Trinity Christian. And it is Radich with the basketball. Back up top. Page drives, stops, jumps, no good. And it's going to go back to the Eagles. It's Jocelyn Mitchell with it. Mitchell inside to Byer. They're liking that left side of the block. There's a jumper, can't get it to go. And going back the other way.
I'd like to see Byer square up on that. She kind of did a running layup kind of a thing there, and if she squares up to the basket, chances are that ball goes in for her.
A good effort on that defensive play by Jocelyn Mitchell. Gets called for the hand check, and a couple free throws coming for Faith Davis, the Bradley Bourbonnais High School freshman.
Judson's getting a lot of open shots. I think the key for them here, only 4 points down, the key here is to be patient. Good shots are absolutely going to be found here. You don't need to take the first opportunity that comes your way. Work the ball around, see if you can get some open shots near the basket.
First free throw doesn't go down. You like Judson's chances after that initial couple minutes where they went down 9-0. They've since then outscored Trinity Christian by 4 to put themselves back within 5. 8:44 now left here in the opening half. Sydney Wolf with the basket, or Sydney Novak, 2 Sydneys. Can't mix those two up. Back up to Tamia Banks at the top of the key. 12 on the shot clock. Pass inside Novak. Up, no. Rebound to Addie Ringel. Right hand scores. Good job there by the Judson center, getting that board, putting it in, and it's now a 3-point contest. Up at the top of the key, it's Summer Kramer with it. Kramer will fling it over. It's Krikis. Krikis now in the lane. Floats one to the right hand. No. Rebound to Ringel. Judson comes back the other way.
Get a good shot now. Take your time. Find something close to the basket.
They're doing just that. Here's Addie Ringel from 15. Yes. That's good shot selection if I've seen one, and it's now 21-20. Had a timeout call by Trinity Christian. Good run here for Judson. Outscoring Trinity Christian by 8 since about the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, and they find themselves down by a point.
They've done a great job hanging in there and not allowing that opening deficit to spiral. They're right where they want to be. Continuing to be patient on offense, looking for good shots.
For all your heating and cooling needs on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, featuring sales, installations, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling by Bryant, whatever it takes. Austin Anderson, Dr. Warren Anderson here with you. Another Wednesday CCAC matchup here. Glad you could join us and our friends from Beacon Academy at South Elgin, led by Ben Erickson, former Judson communications major and baseball player. Trinity Christian now with the basketball, flings it back up towards the top. Driving the lane, right hand shot, blocked by Ringel. Judson comes up with it. And we have a foul called against the Trolls.
Austin, I see Mitchell is on the bench with a bag of ice on her knee. I suppose that means she could return in the second half, but that's not necessarily a good sign.
As of now, they got to play as assuming that she is not in and would use that as a surprise. And so far as they've actually played very well in the last few minutes, even without her presence. So that's an encouraging sign. It would be great if she could play, but the Eagles are adjusting to Trinity Christian here.
Who just started out in a zone, new to the game there. So the Eagles will have to adjust on offense. Those open lanes are going to be less available now in the zone.
And they're going to have to resort a little bit more to their outside shooting game. Speaking of which, here's Trinity Christian for 3. No good by Thomas. And it stays with the Trolls after the offensive board. Flings that one in the corner. It's Krikis on the dribble. Stops, pops. Back outside. Dribble drive. It's Thomas in the lane. Spins. Goes up. No. Good rebound by Sydney Novak. And we have a foul called against Trinity Christian. So the energy's there for Novak, who ever since rejoining the lineup for the Eagles has really been a significant help for the team.
You know, you mentioned Rick Williams. Sydney reminds me of a player from that era, Mark Potes, who was a slasher and a driver and an energy provider. Whenever Mark was on the floor, that kind of energy always sparked up the rest of the team. Novak does the same kind of thing.
Mitchell from just inside the three-point line will miss, and the rebound will go to Trinity Christian. Pass inside the lane, left-handed layup is good with the ring around there for Hannah Shringu. And it's now 23-20. 6 minutes left in the opening half. Judson's final home game. They travel to Milwaukee to face Cardinal Stritch for the season finale. Judson trying to go on a little win streak before the season concludes, with the excitement of the full team returning for 2022-2023 and having Tyler Morris return for his second season at that time. Here's the drive into the lane by Banks. You can't give her that. She'll make that all day. It's 23-22. Transition might be the key, so they can't set up in the zone.
Banks is functioning often like an Isaiah Thomas type point guard, able to pop up and hit the three, able to drive and dish, able to drive and shoot. A lot of options.
Indeed, and there's a shot going in by Krikis, and it's now 25-22. 5:13 now left here in quarter number 2, and it's a 3-point lead for Trinity Christian. Tamia Banks with it. Judson out shooting in field goal percentage by a significant margin. They have a 40% clip, Trinity Christian with a 32% clip. Novak can't make it, but Haven Byer on the rebound puts it in. 25-24, and if anything, that tells you that's a lot of rebounds going and efficient offensive rebounds for Trinity Christian. However, they only have 4, so they're just making the most out of their possessions early on, despite Judson significantly out shooting them here. Drive into lane, lost ball, steal, back to Judson. Sydney Wolf with it. She brings the ball across the timeline.
I'd like to see them take their time and take the lead here. Get a good shot, work for an open one.
Pass deflect out of bounds, and it will stay with Judson, the give and go attempt. And a couple of subs now in for the Trolls. Quick plug for, there's the ball getting inbounded back there. Quick plug for another Beacon Academy broadcast tomorrow. They're doing the South Elgin Jacobs Larkin sectional game. Jeff Myers and Jim Hinkle on the call, as there's a bank for 3. Banks open on a Wednesday evening for Tamia Banks, and it's a Judson lead, 27-25. But yeah, the Jim Hinkle and Jeff Myers, the classic high school crew in the area, they'll take you through that one. As Trinity Christian passing the lane, and we got an offensive foul. Judson will get the ball back.
While we're on the subject of quick plugs, Austin, this broadcast here is also part of a burgeoning sports broadcasting, sports information minor that we have here at Judson. I know there are some recruits out there watching the game. Love to see you come to Judson, play basketball, and also minor in sports broadcasting and sports information.
Yeah, we got the there's Haven Byer for 2, and Judson's up by 4. Teaching the inaugural sports communications intro course here, Com 150, almost halfway through the semester. Sydney Novak, who's number 11 in the post there, is a class member, as well as 2 guys players, Johnny Flynn and Damon Price. There's a jumper from the left elbow is true, and it's now 29-27. Judson with a 2-point lead, and also in the second game, Eugene Johnson, our game clock operator, he's going to shift over to the broadcast booth, and as part of a class assignment, we'll be doing the color commentary for that one. So a lot of exciting stuff here today. Not to forget all of our Senior Day festivities, which I'll re-elaborate here after a second or two, as Wolf misses that one. Trinity Christian in rotation. Radich pass inside, and the layup is good by Krikis, and we're tied at 29.
It's one of the things that we do really well at Judson, all of our programs, this one in particular, the sports broadcasting, but also everything else. Lots of internship opportunities, lots of hands-on education. Very proud of what my alma mater is doing in practical application of the classroom theory.
Very eloquently said by the doctorate. Shouldn't expect anything else. Sydney Wolf now will shoot a pair for the Eagles.
You're gracious. You've been hearing this eloquence all your life, so thank you for indulging me.
A little more common space to do that on the broadcast than in commonplace, so don't get too used to that. Free throw goes in. It's 30-29. Now Judson with a 1-point lead. Second free throw missed, and the rebound goes back to the Trojans in a 1-point lead.
This would be a great time to make a little bit of a run here. Get a 5 or 6, 7, 8 point lead at half. Got to play some good D. Got to take good shots. Got to not settle for an outside shot when you have an inside shot available, and they will be available. And you got a D up right here.
A block I thought was going to be an opportunistic chance there for the Eagles, but Ringel gets called for the body there. And 2 shots coming for Radich for the Trolls. Tyler Morris, first season, formerly the associate head coach at Goshen College. Had a few stops along the way. Looks like we're having a quick question about the fouls here. And a couple of free throws upcoming for Trinity Christian. 1:52 left here in the opening half, and it's 30-29. As Morris had a stop at a junior college in Wisconsin prior to his Goshen days. Free throw is up and no good. He was coached at the high school level in the state of Iowa and a former restaurant owner in the state of Iowa. In fact, he's made a couple dishes over the years for us, and it's quite delicious. The man knows how to cook. Had some barbecue pulled pork the other day. Holy man, that was something. That was very good.
We've got our own Rick Majerus here. Is that what you're saying?
One could say that. With a minute 43 now left here in the second. 30-30 the score.
Well, Judson has to feel good about where they are at the moment. After that 9-point run that the Trolls went on at the very beginning, to be back here tied up before half. I still think they can make a nice little dent here if they're good on defense and patient with their shots.
First free throw is good. 31-30. Judson regains the lead. Austin Anderson here. Warren Anderson alongside. Next free throw by Wolf is good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 32-30 the score with a minute 43 left here in quarter number 2. It's a Judson lead, and they took the lead late in the second quarter and have held on to it for a few minutes. Pass is stolen by Addie Ringel. Here comes Judson back the other way. Jocelyn Mitchell over to Sydney Novak. Sydney Wolf now. Back up top to Novak for 3. No, high off the glass. Rebound Mitchell. Kicks into the corner. Sydney Wolf over to Tamia Banks. Banks now up top. And Sydney Wolf dribbles in the lane. Minute 7 left in the half. A deep 2 from Novak. No. Wolf with the board. It's Wolf inside. No. Blocked. Gets it back, and it's said to be off her hand out of bounds. Exactly a minute remaining here in half number 1. It's a 32-30 game.
I'd like to see Wolf hang on to that rebound, get herself set, go up strong, draw the foul, get a 3-point play on that. No need to rush up the offensive rebound at that point.
Swings that one right side, deep 3, no. Addie Ringel with the board. She's been, going back to the unfortunate injury to Jasmine Mitchell, Addie Ringel stepped up in the post and has kept Judson not only in the game, but got him the lead.
She's done a great job.
Mitchell skips it. Wolf off the dribble. It's Ringel, swings it. Tamia Banks, 8 on the shot clock. In the lane, spins, double team, 2, throws it up. No, shot clock violation. Ball goes to Trinity Christian. Unfortunately, once Tamia got doubled, she was kind of on an island and had to throw up whatever she could. 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Judson up by 2. Crowd starting to pile in as they're anticipating not only the Tamia Banks 1,000-point recognition after the game, but also the Senior Day recognition for Judson basketball. And now a foul called on Ringel inside. 2 free throws coming for Kreikus. Looking at the foul situation for Judson. Yeah, a little bit of foul trouble now for Addie Ringel. She just picked up her 3rd foul. 4 points and 4 rebounds. Looks like Tyler Morris is going to let her play the half out as there's no one due to check in. Second free throw coming. And substitution now coming in for Trinity Christian. 4 seconds left here in half number one. It's a 32-31 lead for our Eagles. Let's see if they can get a quick basket here. 4 seconds and 3. Skip pass up ahead to Novak. 2, 1, the heave. She's fouled. She'll get a pair of free throws. Judson getting the most out of that brief time, and 2 free throws coming up for Novak.
It's a bit of a late whistle. I thought we might have Coach Morris frustrated over there on the sidelines, but the call came, and the right call too.
Novak, nothing but net, puts in the first one. Exactly 1/10 left here in quarter number 2, half number 1. And the second free throw upcoming for Sydney Novak. That's down. 34-31, the pass will be inbounded, and that'll do it for the opening half. Well, after one quarter, or two quarters of play, one half of play, the Eagles with a 34-31 lead. We'll take a quick break and do then a quick little stat update before kicking it to a longer halftime break. You're watching Judson Eagles basketball, brought to you by the Beacon Academy.
Don't go anywhere, as we will has recently scored 1,000 career points.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
So we're back here at the end of the first half. The score is Judson 34, Trinity Christian 31. Austin Anderson here with you, along with Dr. Warren Anderson. First half highlights: Tamia Banks, 12 points, 2 for 2 from behind the arc, 5 for 8 from the field. Sydney Wolf, 7 points. Haven Byer, 7 points. Addie Ringel with 4. Sydney Novak with 2, and Jasmine Mitchell with 2. Likely a tough injury for her. She's probably, we'll see what happens if she comes back in or not. As for Trinity Christian, Krikis, Page, Kramer, and Radich with 3 or more. Hannah Schringa with 2. Faith Davis with 1. Any thoughts on the first half from what you've seen?
Well, I think Judson is in a great position at the moment after being down in what could have been an early blowout. It looks like Mitchell is not going to be back. She's got crutches there on the sideline. She's got an ace bandage wrap, and she is, walking on the crutches now. So they're going to play the rest of the game without her. But to their credit, they have stepped up and done a great job moving into positions without her. I think what it does is it also gives them an opportunity to play a little bit of a faster game. Mitchell's a little bit more of a traditional post player, going to be on the block there. Really, you now have 1 through 5 who are able to get out and move it a little bit. If the Trolls come back and stay in a man-to-man, there are going to be lanes open. And if they go to the zone, moving the ball quickly across court with good quick passes could find opportunities for a quick slash here and there. Bottom line, Judson has lots of opportunities. They are not hurting. The Trolls defense is not so airtight that it's keeping them from having good shots. Quite the contrary. So if the Eagles are patient, if they move the ball around, if they don't get in a hurry, they can whittle this lead longer and longer, farther and farther, greater and greater, and move this game, the deficit of this game, quite along nicely to where they want to go with this.
So at the half, 34-31, Judson leads. We'll take a little bit longer of a break, and we'll come back right before the start of the second half. You're watching Judson Eagles basketball, provided by the Beacon Academy.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back for the second half of play. It's the Judson Eagles 34 and the Trinity Christian Trolls 31. Austin Anderson here with you. It's certainly been a interesting start to the contest. The ball will be inbounded now for the Trinity Christian Trolls.
Austin, what do you see happening here this second half of this game?
Should be an interesting start here for this third quarter indeed. Judson with a 3-point cushion, pass inside to the lane, and it's deflected out of bounds. It will stay with Trinity Christian. And the ball will be inbounded now by the Trolls. On the dribble now, it's Radich, passes it off now, back to the top of the key, swings that back outside. Glover goes up with the fade and no good. The rebound goes to Judson. The Eagles with it now, it's Sydney Wolf crossing the timeline. We'll flip it off to Jocelyn Mitchell, off to Haven Byer. Byer had it, now lost it back to Jocelyn Mitchell, swings it into the corner. On the dribble now, back to the top of the key. It's Sydney Wolf, drives, right-handed flip shot, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Novak had it, and they lost it. It is back to Trinity Christian. 3-point lead for the Eagles. The drive, the strip by Tamia Banks, nicely done. And it will stay with the Trolls. 9:04 here left in the third quarter. It's a 34-31 lead for Trinity for Judson. And the ball is now lost out of bounds. An air ball missed there, and go back to the Eagles with 8:58 now left here in the third quarter. It's a 34-31 lead for Judson. Good defense here by Judson of the late. Sydney Wolf will cross the timeline. Flips it into the corner. Byer back to Wolf, off the dribble, waits. Pass inside. The right-handed shot is good. Jocelyn Mitchell, 36-31. The Eagle lead is up to 5.
Excellent job seeing the seam, breaking to the seam, having your head up, ready for the pass, converting once you get the pass. Nicely done.
And it's a dribble drive into the lane by Radich. 8 on the shot clock, a 3 ball from the top of the key. Consecutive air balls by the Trolls, and Judson forcing some solid defense here early on in this third quarter, and it's a 36-31 lead.
Even though Trinity hit some of those early on in the game, you're not too disappointed with their shooting those kinds of shots. Even if they make one on occasion, if you're getting a hand in their face, you've got a better chance of finding air balls or errant baskets that produce defensive rebounds.
No doubt about it. And a shot from the corner, Sydney Wolf for 2. And it's a 7-point lead for Judson here early in the third quarter. A quick little 4-0 run to start off the third quarter, and the Eagles are taking command here in this third. Dribble drive into the lane, shot no good. Rebound for the Eagles, it's Haven Byer, who flings it off to Tamia Banks. She drives into the lane, she loses it. And now a foul on the Eagles as Trinity Christian will take the ball back. 7:32 now left here in the third, and it's a 38-31 contest.
There's a case where you'd like Banks maybe to stop and pop, get a little bit squared up to the basket, see about drawing a foul. The running layup there just didn't help her out as much as could have been the case.
Top of the key now. Pass back up top. Radich in the lane. Good defense by Novak to step up. Battle for it, and it's still Trinity Christian. Back a pass over to the left side. Chiringu with a shot, no. Battle for the rebound, and it's Haven Byer who flips it off to Jocelyn Mitchell, who then gives it to Sydney Wolf inside. Byer spins, right hand, no. Rebound back to Trinity Christian.
Another case where squaring up to the basket, one of the things Coach Wallace always talked about when he was coaching. Get squared to the basket, give yourself a better chance of converting.
A deep three is rimming out, no good. And Jocelyn Mitchell with the rebound, but Trinity Christian comes up with it. Dribble drive, kickback swing. Thought about a shot, loose ball. Sydney Novak hustles for it. Sydney Wolf there too. And it's an over and back call back to Judson.
Excellent hustle on the part of the Sydneys there, both of them. Scrappy defense, quick hands, getting on the floor after it. Nicely done.
They've made some updates to the over and back call now, and it's not quite as clear cut as it used to be. I tried to recall the rule during, I know the high school and college levels have made that change. Basically, once it's back behind the line, you have no chance to get it, but I need clarification on that one again. Steal from Trinity Christian. On the dribble now is Sharingu. Swings the pass off. Radic into the corner. Dribble by Thomas. Spins, waits. Throws it back up top. Spins it back around. Radic off the dribble. In the lane. Waits. Throws it back out. And a foul on Banks, guarding a little tightly there. And with 5:46 now left here in quarter number 3, the Eagles starting to get a little bit more foul trouble.
You love the aggressiveness, you love the spunk and the spirit, but that might be a case to just get a hand in the passing lane. Don't need to get your whole body there. Get a hand there so you can recover back and play good D.
3 on Banks, 3 on Ringel, and just like that, you know, it's you gotta be a little more cautious on defense here the rest of the way. Trinity Christian still without a point here in the third quarter. Judson with 4. It'd be great to see if they can get this close to double digits on this possession. How about Tamia Banks? No. And it goes back to Trinity Christian as Radic with it, tries to throw a pass, and it goes back to Judson as Sydney Novak with the basketball. For Sydney Wolf, again, I am mixing the two up, and it was bound to happen, but they're going to get on me after this game. 3-point shot, no good, and it's going back to Trinity Christian. Pass deep into the lane, layup no, but a foul on Jocelyn Mitchell for Judson. And Trinity Christian now with just 4:59 left in the third, looking for their first points of the quarter.
Love the energy on that last offensive set, but here again, love to see a little better shot selection to see if they can get on top of this lead and extend it. Poor shot selection is going to allow Trinity the opportunity to come back. Judson could bury Trinity right now with an extended run of some excellent shots and good defense.
1 of 2 there. And now Judson with a chance to try to build on that 6-point lead. Wolf with the up and under. Oh, the rim was not too kind there. And it goes back to Trinity Christian. On the dribble now with it is Radic. She waits and will fling it back over to Page. On the dribble now, at the top of the key is Radic. In the lane, loses the ball, goes to Ringel, and the Eagles will take the ball once again.
Good aggressive hands on defense.
And the Eagles will have the possession once again, outscoring Trinity Christian 4-1 in this very defensive third quarter. And Addie Ringel stepped on the end line while holding on to the basketball with 4:09 now left in the third. And it's a 38-32 game.
You like the energy and aggressiveness on defense here. Judson's doing a good job not giving Trinity easy shots.
And it will be a opportunity for Trinity Christian now to try to dig into their deficit here. 3:53 now left here in the third, and it's a 38-32 game. The ball will be inbounded And they just get in to beat the 5-second call. On the dribble now is Trinity Christian's Krikis. She shoots a shot, no good. And here comes Judson back the other way.
Great defense there. Good interior post defense, staying on the floor, hand in the face, boxing out. Nicely done. Good give and go.
Inside the lane, here's a shot by Byer, no good. And the rebound goes back to to Trinity Christian. On the dribble now, it's Krikis. Will swing into the left side. A deep three ball is nothing but the bottom of the net for Faith Davis. And just like that, it's now 38-35. It's a 3-point game once again.
That's the first in a long time for Trinity. Got to put a stop to that. If they start getting hot, this is going to make a dent in the score here.
And a turnover on that pass as Ringel will throw it off of Byer, and Tyler Morris has seen enough. He's going to call a timeout. 3:04 here left in the third quarter. It's a 38-35 game. Judson currently on top. And we'll take a quick moment to talk about Tom the Plumber. He's a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations at the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest, affordable, and visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. Austin Anderson here with you, and Dr. Warren Anderson alongside, former Judson men's basketball assistant coach. Dating back into the 90s with Coach Jim Wallace. 80s and 90s, late 80s, Wallace joined, and now Judson here in 2021. And the inbounds is trying to make a dent into this season. Here's the ball being inbounded by Trinity Christian. On the dribble now, it's Kramer. Thomas with it. And now it's Radich. And now a three ball from Davis. No. And inside the rebound, and a foul called on Jocelyn Mitchell with 2:40 now left here in quarter number 3, and it's a 38-35 game.
Mitchell had great position for the rebound, but didn't quite box out enough and allowed the Trinity player to reach around and grab that offensive rebound. You'd like to see a little stronger box out, making it obvious then that the Trinity player would have been over the back.
Jocelyn Mitchell now with her 4th foul. So you have Jocelyn Mitchell with 4. You have Sydney Novak, or Sydney, excuse me, I lost my breath. Sydney Novak with 3, Addie Ringel with 3, Tamia Banks with 3. So, I mean, Judson's got to be really cautious heading into this 4th quarter. I mean, that's all but 2 of their players in their lineup that have 3 or more fouls. Thankfully for Haven Byer and Sydney Wolf, they each have no fouls each, but Judson's really got to be mindful of the foul count here heading to the 4th. And there's an errant pass turned over. Trinity Christian trying to either tie or take the lead. Radich a kick into the corner. There's a 3-ball, and that's good. You can see Tyler Morris there in the corner, not thrilled with the recent run by Trinity Christian. It's a 7-0 run, and they've retaken the lead for the first time in this half.
Austin, you've seen the Lady Eagles more than I have this year, obviously. Do they ever go to a zone in situations where they need to protect folks from foul trouble?
They have. I haven't been studying it up enough, just to be honest, but they do have some various defenses that they do employ. A couple of free throws upcoming from Tamia Banks.
Could be something to look at in order to minimize the chance of fouls.
And heading into this 4th quarter, that's very certain to be true there. Tamia Banks at the line. She'll shoot another free throw. And makes that one in. It's now 39-39 to score. All tied up once again. And now Banks with that free throw makes it a tie ball game. Here's Trinity Christian out with the ball. Pass up to the top of the key. It's Radich. Radich on the dribble. Waits. Throws a pass into the left corner. Kramer up top. Another open 3. No. And a battle for the rebound. And Sydney Wolf gets it. And who fouled? It's Trinity Christian who does. Good hustle by Sydney Wolf. A good hustle play by Sydney Wolf. And even though she has a lot of a lot of hustle in her game. She's yet to pick up a foul, which is ever crucial now for Judson's offense. Or Judson just in general play here down the stretch. Tamia Banks with the dribble, drives into the lane, goes up with the right hand. Yes, and one! She knew it. She went in the lane and flipped it up, and making sure she knew with the ref that she was going to count it. Much to the fans' delight here in the Lindner Fieldhouse.
There are those lanes, those opportunities to slash to the basket.
Especially in a post-2000s basketball setup where you have the automatic block lanes. It really encourages the driving amid all of the outside shooting. So kind of the equalizer in that regard. Trinity Christian with the ball. It's Kramer. Up top, Radic dribbles into the lane, spins out. Kramer back up top. There's a 3-ball. No. Rebound to the Eagles. They're up by 3 with 56 seconds left in the quarter. Tamia Banks in the drive. Into the lane. Goes up with the right hand and scores! Tamia Banks with that. And believe it or not, Judson's outscored now Trinity Christian in the quarter by 2. It was a 3-point game at half. Even after all of those runs, it's still a net positive quarter for Judson. For now, at least, there's a drive into the lane. Out of bounds, and it will stay with Trinity Christian.
Judson did a great job answering that little run that Trinity gave here to come back and have a 5-point lead at this point. Excellent job.
Ball will be inbounded here, and it is 35 seconds left here in quarter number 3. There's a drive in the lane. Jumper is no good by Davis, and the rebound goes to Judson. Tamia Banks with it. 24 now on the clock. Judson can take the last shot here if they so choose. 16 seconds now.
Looks like they're going to. Wise decision. At the worst, you end up with a 5-point lead going into the 4th quarter.
Judson trying to start a new play here. 4 seconds. They were trying to clear the lane. Kick into the corner. Sydney Wolf for 3. No, and the quarter has come to a close. But not a bad quarter, all things considered here, and we'll take a break and be back for quarter number 4. Judson 44, Trinity Christian 39. You're watching Judson University's coverage of basketball brought to you by Beacon Academy.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
Quarter number 4, Austin Anderson here, along with Dr. Warren Anderson. Start of the 4th, it's a 44-39 game. We'll go ahead and thank one of our sponsors, the Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned Genesis as well. Save time, shop online, rosenhyundai.com. Quarter number 4, doing a little bit of a reset here. Tamia Banks leads all scores with 18. Sydney Wolf with 9. Taven Byer with 7 for Judson. Those all outscore all but one scorer for Trinity Christian. Krikis with 16, and then everyone else with 6 or fewer for the Trolls. And with Krikis being neutralized, that's, I think, been a big reason why Judson has been able to put a little dent into this game, and they're up by 5 in the 4th.
I'd like to see them continue to be patient here. Work the clock. Clock's in your side. Clock's in your favor. Get good shots.
Addie Ringle for 3. No, had the front iron and did not land in. And it's now belonging to Trinity Christian. On the dribble drive in the lane, and a travel call. We'll take the ball back. 9:27 left here in the 4th, and it's a 44-39 game. Here is Sydney Wolf with the basketball. Top of the key now, 9:20 and counting here in the 4th, and a hand check foul called on Trinity Christian. So that'll be the first foul of the quarter for either side.
Calls on Jasmine Glover, her first.
Ball being inbounded here. And Tamia Banks with it. Passes it off to Sydney Wolf. Sydney Wolf on the dribble. Sydney Novak now. 12 on the shot clock. And a turnover. It's Krikis. In the lane. Oh, she thought about the ball for a second and lost it. Good job by Novak, but Trinity Christian regroups. Judson trying to end their home schedule on a high note here as they lead by 5. Skip pass into the corner. Kramer for 3. No good. And it's going to belong to Judson with 8:45 now left here in the fourth. Couple subs in. Krikis is out for the time being. Seems like that's going to be a quick substitution as she is obviously providing much of the offense for the Trolls here in this one. As now you see Tamia Banks bringing up the ball across the timeline for Judson. Taking over as the primary ball distributor early in the season. Pass inside Addie Ringgold, no one home. Now goes with the right hand and gets it to go. Utilizing the left side of the block, it's now 46-39.
Lots of opportunities for that kind of a thing. Great look, great cut, great shot.
Trinity Christian now with 8 minutes and 15 seconds now here in the fourth quarter. That ball's turned over. And now it's Sydney Wolf with the basketball for the Eagles.
Here again, great opportunity to use the clock, get really good shots.
Shot no good. Or was blocked, I should say. And then Haven Byer goes up, no. And it goes back to Trinity Christian. With under 8 minutes now left in the contest. Kick into the corner. Kramer from very deep. No good. Rebound. And we're going to have a, it's going to say out of bounds. The ball went over the backboard. So it's going to be a Eagle basketball here with 7:50 left here in the fourth quarter. We can take a look now at this recent layup for the Eagles. Addie Ringgold going up with the right hand. Very strong on that side. And gets it to go. And 7:46 now left here in the game. 46-39. Judson up by 7. A point shy of their largest lead. Novak in the lane. Up with the right hand. No, does not get the good roll. But it's going to stay with the Eagles.
It's a good drive.
And good hustle, too, for Judson to maintain possession. And it's inbounded. On the dribble. Tamia Banks passes it off to Jocelyn Mitchell. Inside now to Tamia Banks. 10 on the shot clock. Outside. Wolf for 3. No. Rebound to the Trolls. It's Glover who throws it up ahead to Krikis. Again, not on the bench too long there. Skip pass in the corner. Shot fake and a 3 ball from the right side is no good. And back to the Eagles. It's Wolf.
I'm surprised at some of Trinity's shot selections at this point, too. They have an opportunity to try to get shots a little bit closer to the basket and whittle this lead back. They're not doing that. That's in Judson's favor.
And a turnover. Krikis now with it. Has a chance in the lane. Goes up and scores. Good decision by Ringgold to not try to contest any harder, as she's currently with 3 fouls here in the fourth quarter. Judson will happily take a 5-point lead and not be in more foul trouble than they are. Here's a dribble drive for Sydney Wolf in the lane. Spins. Mitchell, deep 2. Yes, gets the roll. Jocelyn Mitchell makes it 48-41. 6:23 left here in the fourth. Drive into the lane. Right-handed floater by Glover's good. 48-43 now. It's 6:15 now left here in regulation.
That was too easy and came too quickly. Got to move your feet out there. Keep yourself between the man and the basket.
Banks with it. 6 minutes left. Goes, loses the ball, and a foul, I believe, on Judson.
It's going to be on Novak.
It's going to be on Novak, which is foul number 4. So now Mitchell and Novak with 4, Ringgold with 3, and Banks with 3. 5:50 counting here in the fourth quarter, a 48-43 contest. Judson up by 5.
Coach Morris is having a really good recruiting year thus far, and that's great to have a few more reinforcements at the bench when you get a tight game like this and a lot of people in foul trouble. Having a little bit more depth on the bench is going to be helpful.
And a layup shot is no good, but a foul called. And with 5:35 left here in regulation, it's getting interesting as Trinity Christian has a chance to pull it back within the possession.
Banks is complaining about the foul, but she made it too easy for the foul to be called. You've got to really move your feet and make it more difficult for the referee to blow that whistle. Anytime you're that aggressive, you're that demonstrative, you're likely to get a foul call.
That one goes down, and 5 minutes left now here in the fourth quarter. 5.5, I should say. 48-45. And Tamia Banks with it. Banks waits, passes it off. It's a Wolf. And a foul on a screen. It's going to be on Trinity Christian. It's on Jasmine Glover trying to fight through a screen. And you can see the dialogue that Tyler Morse is having with the official. Seems like he's been persisting them to take a look at some of those screens inside, and was very happy to see that one called. Inside to Novak, yes. Mitchell to Novak, 50-45, back to a 2-possession game with 5:17 remaining.
Yeah, sometimes the coaches will start the conversation early in the game, and you get the dividends from those conversations at the end. Slow and steady, just reminders. The referees have a lot to see out there. They can't see everything at once, so a little help from the coach in a kind and gentle manner. Get some results.
Floater no good, and now it's Judson coming back the other way with 4:54 left here in the fourth quarter. It's a 50-45 game. It's a pass into the corner. It's Addie Ringel now with it. Inside to Tamia Banks. Banks now in the dribble. Passes it off to Wolf, and she can't get a shot off, and it's deflected out of bounds with 4:30 left here in the fourth. It's 50-45. Crossing the timeline is Krikis in the lane, and a foul called against, I believe, Ringel. And if that's the case, that'll be her fourth.
No, that's Novak. She's done.
Novak's done with 5, excuse me. That's, I was going to say. In some ways, you would rather it be on Ringel because that would have only been her fourth and would have put a lot more players in foul trouble. But Sydney Novak is unfortunately done for the day. And really, in terms of the regular rotation, I mean, the Eagles only have one other player dressed right now of the 5 that are out there, and that's Delia Tatchney. So, and she has not seen the court yet today. First free throw, no good. So really, the Eagles are going to have to ride it out with the 5 out there, which is Tamia Banks, Sydney Wolf, Haven Byer, Jocelyn Mitchell, and Addie Ringel. 4:28 now left here in the fourth. Free throw, good. And with the NAIA too, there's no limit on active roster in the regular season, so they could really, the Eagles can have a good couple of recruiting years. They could really have a full roster and not be in a similar situation here, but present moment here for Judson. Here's Sydney Wolf with the basketball. On the drive in the lane, waits, stops, and pops in the short corner, no good. And a battle for the rebound, and we have a jump ball, and it'll go down to Trinity Christian.
So I'm intrigued to see if Coach Morris throws the team in a zone just for even a couple of minutes. Doesn't look like it, sticking with the man.
4 minutes left. 2 players with 4 fouls, Banks and Mitchell. Yeah, that shot's no good. Judson gets it back. We have Novak who fouled out, now Ringel with 3, and she has not had a foul in a long time, so good job by her. Tamia Banks drives and is fouled, and will shoot a pair of free throws with 3:47 now left here in the fourth in a 50-46 contest.
Boy, the Trolls really are helping out Judson with some of their shot selection. 3 ball from downtown, early in the shot clock, without the benefit of too many rebounders underneath. Judson's going to reap the rewards of that kind of shot.
We can take another look at a replay here as the second free throw's coming. The drive from Tamia Banks certainly doing a good job of getting to the line, and she makes the second of the 2, making the trip worth it. And Tyler Morse is going to take a full timeout here with 3:47 left in the fourth. It's 51-46 Judson. This timeout sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. From portraits and family to graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. Austin Anderson, Warren Anderson here with you with 3:47 left here in this fourth quarter. You see Trinity Christian's bench, a team that for the first 10 minutes seemed like they really had things going for them. They were up 9-0, up 20-14 after a quarter. But then Judson really got it going with a 20-11 score in the second quarter of their own, and then a 10-8 contest, and then in the third, and then 7-7 here in the fourth, which causes us to be at the same 5-point gap we were at heading into that fourth quarter. And as you see Trinity Christian's guys team getting ready, they will be playing Judson on the men's side next. But focusing on this game, you're in a situation now where Judson has the opportunity to really put a dent into this one and doing a good job playing pretty even with Trinity Christian here in this fourth quarter. And you're right, a lot of threes that just are very questionable on the shot selection, if I will say, just the depth of them. It's becoming more commonplace in the sport of basketball. You know, on the women's college side, look at Caitlin Clark from the University of Iowa, or you look at the guys' side, it's really a lot of players, including so many college guys. But you now can see the fans starting to get into it. Dr. Rob Curry over there in the corner. Driving to the lane, kick back up to the top of the key. Passes it off to the left side. It's Kramer. Thinking about a three, steps back, shoots, and it's short. Rebound to Mia Banks. 3:25 now here left in the fourth quarter. It's 51-46 Judson. Banks drives, pass inside, off a couple of players for Trinity Christian, and will stay with Judson. Still 21 on the shot clock.
Chance to get a really good shot, take the lead here by 7 or 8.
Or 8, yes. Yeah, can't discount the three-point shot in today's game. There's Sydney Wolf, thought about it for a second. Jocelyn Mitchell with it. 3:05 and counting. 8-9 on the shot clock. Here's Wolf. Waits, drives, waits, left-handed floater, no, and a shot clock violation to be called. And the ball will belong to Trinity Christian. And now it's going to be Shringa checking in for Trinity Christian. The Eagles fan base trying to encourage them by yelling defense here. Krikis in the lane, waits and loses the basketball. Goes back to Judson with 2:42 left here in regulation.
Judson is in the driver's seat. Don't beat yourself now.
Nope.
Smart, contained basketball. The game's going to be yours.
There's Byer, deflected, stays with the Eagles. 21 on the shot clock. 2:33 left in the game clock. Ball will be inbounded. It goes to Byer. She's on the dribble, waits, back up top to Sydney Wolf. Drives into the lane, waits, and trying to find someone to pass to. Finds Tamia Banks. 7 on the shot clock. Banks in the drive. And there's a foul on Trinity Christian. Still not in the bonus.
Fouls on Sophia Kadich.
And it's going to go back to Judson here. And pass up to Tamia Banks. The full 30 on the shot clock due to the foul. Or no, they're going to correct that. So they're going to lower the shot clock to 15 here. Ball being bounded here by Judson. 13 on the shot clock now. Here's Banks. Drive, kick out Haven Byer. A three. Yes! Haven Byer from downtown. And Judson extends their lead to 8 with 1:54 left in this contest. Radich on the drive. No, but she'll shoot 2.
It's a clutch 3 by Byer. She lined it up, took her time, drained it.
Yeah, really, it makes it important because regardless of this outcome, it's going to make it either a 6 or 5 point game now. We'll look at a take of this replay as Haven Byer, nothing but net, just lined it up as you mentioned and just drained it. And now Delia Tackney will come in as there's a foul called against the Eagles as Jocelyn Mitchell picks up her 5th foul. So it's a 54-46 game. Judson's down to their final 5 players. with yet Tamia Banks with 4 fouls. So she's got to be really careful. Judson have to finish this one with 4 players. Free ball from the left side is good. And that's Kramer from downtown. And with 1:43 left in this one, it's a 5-point game.
3-point field goal, Summer Kramer, timeout on the floor.
So 1:43 left, you have a 5-point game. The Eagles have had control for much of this half. Each team has evened their total points in the quarter. And we'll go ahead and take a read. A moment to thank Custom Heating for all your heating and cooling needs. I'm Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Austin Anderson, Dr. Warren Anderson here with you. It's crunch time here, 5-point game. Judson are in a situation where they're down to 5 players, so no more. The players in foul trouble, specifically Ringel with 3 and Tamia Banks with 4. They got to be really careful in a 5-point game with 5 players on the court.
Might even be kind of case where you want to swap, switch off is what I'm trying to say, and put Banks on someone who's going to be a little less active on offense. See if she can put her on someone who's going to be a little bit more sedentary, minimize the risk that she would pick up a foul at this point.
That baby shot there is the young son of head volleyball coach Julia Fahey on the women's side. Certainly had a very good year going back to NCCAA Nationals, and in the midst of that season had her first child. So obviously a very exciting year for her. Back to the action here, a turnover, and Trinity Christian with the basketball and a 2-on-0 in the lane. And the layup is good by Jasmine Glover. It's down to 3 with 1:25 now left here in the fourth. A trap in the corner, and we have a foul on Trinity Christian. And Tamia Banks is going to shoot, which is huge. I think we're in for an exciting last 90 seconds here. It's down to 3, and Tamia Banks will be shooting a pair. All right, we'll take a look at what just happened here as you looked at that pass from Tackany. Not a bad pass completely, just a little too high there. As you talk about kind of like a quarterback situation where you just throw a little too high for your receiver, got deflected and stolen. It's back down to 3, but Banks looks to make it up to 5 as she will shoot a pair of free throws for Judson.
Trinity's obviously going to go into that full court press anytime that they have the opportunity, so keeping your composure, maintaining a cool head, going to be critical for the Eagles to finish this thing out in the way that we would like it to end.
It's back down. It's down to 5, or it's up to 5 with 1:20 left. Trinity Christian with the basketball. As Kramer throws a pass, it's deflected and stolen by Banks. She's got an open lane into the lane. She goes up with the right hand and scores. It's up to 7, 58-51 with 1:05 left here in the fourth.
Big defense. Big defensive move right there.
In the lane, a right-handed float, no good. Offensive rebound put back in. That one's good by Krikis, and a timeout called by Judson with 58 seconds left in this one.
You certainly could call an over-the-back call at that point with Sydney Wolf, but Wolf could also help herself by backing into the player a little bit more and making it a little bit more obvious that the Trinity player was indeed over the back. That was an over-the-back call, and it could have and should have been called. But in those kinds of situations, you can help yourself by helping make it a little bit more obvious to the referee exactly what's going on.
Tom the Plumber. Take a moment to thank Tom the Plumber. He's a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation with the highest quality craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. Austin Anderson here, Dr. Warren Anderson here with you. Just a few more moments here until we head into what will be the final moments of this one. And I will mention that we will have to hustle right off of the microphone here at the end of this game due to our Senior Day coverage. You'll be able to see what happens in Senior Day. We'll keep the feed going, but we'll sign off very quickly after the conclusion of the game. We're very thankful for our audience. We're not just like, we just got to move on here pretty quickly. So we'll say some of our kindest regards. We'll be back for game 2. I will be back. Dr. Warren Anderson will not, but Judson football player and current sports announcing, broadcasting minor Eugene Johnson will be joining us. And Tamia Banks draws a blocking foul with 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter in a 58-53 game.
Very good dribbling on that play. Banks keeping the ball away from the defensive player, forcing the defensive player to foul her. Excellent dribbles.
Banks makes the first one to extend the lead to 6. A thrilling game really from the onset. Back and forth. Judson's had control for a while now as Banks will put the other one through. And it's a 60-53 game.
Talk about the importance of your free throw shooting. Great job by Banks. Free throws will be crucial at a time like this, in a game like this.
Leads all scorers with 25. Tamia Banks certainly dominating this one. Trikis stops, pops a deep 2. That's good. And it's 60-55.
Now keep your composure. Don't get rattled.
And they're going to foul Sydney Wolf with 35 seconds left. Judson as a team shooting free throws are 12 of 15. Could be worse. Certainly it could be even better, but not a bad clip. You know, around 80% from the line. And the Eagles would love to continue to put that forward here. And Sydney Wolf misses that free throw. She's now 3 of 5 in the contest. And she'll put the second one up here momentarily. To make it a 3-possession game, yes. 2 possessions still. My math's bad. 61-55. A drive into the lane by Kramer. Goes up, right hand, no. Rebound, Tamia Banks. She's on the dribble to take it into the front court. They might as well slow it down and wait for the foul, and they do. And Tamia Banks, who's 7 of 9 from the line, will go back to it here with 23.1 left here in the fourth.
You can see the senior leadership from Banks. She's taking control here. She's protecting the ball. She's drawing the foul. Good ball control. Doing the kind of thing that from a senior point guard that you want to see a senior point guard do.
And the beautiful thing about this team is that you look at some of the, going back a few years, you look at Emmeline Wright kind of taking that leadership point and Tamia Banks kind of being behind the scenes. Then once Emmeline Wright graduates, here comes Tamia Banks to kind of rise to the occasion. 63-55, I mean, you look again, Tamia Banks has almost doubled her career output in points in just 1 year, right? So it's something that you have to kind of keep in mind. So 23.1 left here in the fourth. It's 63-55 is the score. And we'll go ahead and once again, thank Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family, and graduation photos, sports teams photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. Just 23 seconds left in this one. It's a 63-55 game. The Eagles currently with a 8-point lead. The men's game comes up after this. A reminder of what happens after this. Don't leave your television sets or more than likely your computer monitors, unless you got a smart TV going right now. Don't leave your computer monitors or cell phone devices or I guess whatever else technology allows us to do. Your smart watches. I don't know if you can watch YouTube on your smart watches, but whatever you're watching on, don't leave it. As you can see, some of our faithful student section getting excited about the songs. And the ball will be inbounded now to Trinity Christian, an 8-point game. But we're going to have the senior day festivities for, well, Tamia Banks, even though she is a senior, we're only going to recognize her for a 1,000-point achievement because all seniors listed on the roster are coming back. So that's very huge for Judson.
Very big.
And the inbound will come in for Trinity Christian. And then the men's senior day will follow right after that. So don't leave your headsets. We'll be right there. We'll leave the stream going for you. Just click on, stay here. Kick in the corner. A 3-ball for Trinity Christian is no good. Battle for the rebound. It stays with the Trolls. A deep 3 by Kramer is no good. Wide open rebound in the lane. Shot up, in, and 1. Addie Ringel picks up foul number 4 with 8.8 left. It's a 6-point game. It's 63-57 now with 8/10 of a second remaining. Or 8 seconds and 8/10 of a second remaining. Say that 5 times.
Chances are good Judson's got this game, but in a case like that, you'd love Ringel either not to foul or foul so that we don't get a 3-point play here.
And that's foul number 4 on Ringel, so you gotta really be sure here. Rebound though to Judson is Tackney, who gets the board and is fouled. It's still a 6-point cushion. 6.3 remaining here in the fourth. It's a 63-57 game. Tackney will shoot a pair.
This bodes well for Coach Morris.
And Tackney gets that free throw to make it 64-57.
It's been a really good year of development, and the future looks bright for this Eagles team.
And she makes both. Delia Tackney, who certainly will factor more into the plans next year, makes a pair of free throws. Trinity Christian misses the shot, 1 second and none, and that'll do it. On the senior nights for women's basketball, the Judson University Eagles have upset Trinity Christian 65-57, and a moment of embrace for Tamia Banks. Well, go ahead and wrap it up here in terms of my broadcast. We're going to keep the stream going because Senior Day is going to be literally momentarily, so don't leave your headsets, but I'm going to go ahead and step off the mic for Dr. Warren Anderson and Austin Anderson. Senior Day here in a moment. Stay tuned.
Saturday, February 12th, against Governor State University, on a drive to the basket in the third quarter, Tamia Banks scored her 1,000th career point. Tamia Banks was the youngest player in Judson University basketball history to reach 1,000 career points. Tamia has been an integral part of the women's basketball program for the past 4 seasons, as she now has a total of 1,013 career points, 277 assists, 121 steals, and 38 blocks. This season alone, Tamia has set career highs in points with 184 points per game at 14.8, assists of 82, rebound of 146. Coach Morris has this to say about Tamia. Although I've only had the privilege of coaching me after 1 season, I have enjoyed seeing her growth immensely. She was a player that has improved her game each season at Judson. This is a remarkable achievement. After the Governor State game, we had many teammates helping her to fight on the court. What a key moment. We are so excited that Tamia is coming back next season and will continue to add to her total. Please join us immediately upon this presentation for desserts and refreshments in room 102 off the lobby to help us celebrate Tamia and her teammates on a wonderful achievement. Let's give a big round of applause for Tamia. Fans, the men's basketball senior day is coming right up.
broadcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service, find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Tom the Plumber, service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.